Hi, I'm
Hi.
Miles.
I'm Scott.
We're the science guys.
Yeah, we're computer guys.
Action, as they say. Oh wait, so hold on. Try it again. Sorry.
What is that?
More indescribable clutter.
And
Clutter, check.
action.
Hi, I'm Miles.
I'm Scott.
We're the science guys. We're totally unadulterated.
The fuck? Oh, we're coming to you live from the pot.
We're gonna have to try that one
I
again.
guess so.
Go for it.
Hi, I'm Miles.
I'm Scott.
We're the computer guys.
And we're coming to you live from the pot.
We're the totally unadulterated. Sorry.
It's okay.
Yes. We're the universally unacceptable people. Hi, I'm Miles.
I'm Scott.
We're the computer guys.
And we're coming to you live from the pot.
We're the unit.
Tarians. Go.
Hi, I'm Miles.
And I'm Scott.
And we're the computer guys.
We're coming to you live from the pod.
We're the universally unrecognized computer authorities.
And it's our... something.
Do it.
Hi, I'm Miles.
And I'm Scott.
And we're the computer guys.
We're coming to you live from the pod.
We're the universally unaccepted computer authorities.
And it's our something. That something, something, something. Miles.
Quicker next time.
We believe that if you understand something, you'll be more comfortable with it. We believe that when we believe that if you understand something, no, what? Why am I getting into you? I don't want you. We believe that when you understand something, you're more comfortable with it. To that end, we've designed this show to explain computers in an easy way. I don't like that.
Okay.
I don't like you.
We believe that when you understand something, you're more comfortable with it. We've designed this show to help explain computers in an easy to understand way. We believe that when you understand something, you're more comfortable with it. To that end, we've designed this show to explain computers to everyone. From modems to hard drives to RAM, we're going to cover everything, and hopefully, when we're done, everyone will feel a little more comfortable with the machines that we use every day.
That's nice. I rolled up well.
We believe that when you sleep with someone, you're less comfortable with them. And to that end, we've designed Miles to sleep with everyone he possibly can. So the entire time, I can't help myself. I had to do that.
You really shouldn't pick your name.
Can we do it for real?
I want Miles to give me a nod.
We believe that when you understand something, you feel more comfortable with it. And to that end, we've designed this show to explain computers in an easy to understand way. From, my ass to his beat.
Today,
Oh, sorry.
we're going to discuss what happens when you click save.
Saving is the process the computer goes through when you store information that it can use later.
Like this bologna sandwich.
What do you mean, this bologna sandwich?
Well, I ate it yesterday and I'm saving a little for today.
We don't have any more lines.
Today, we're going to discuss what happens when you click save.
Saving is the process that the computer goes through when you store information that it can use later.
Like this bologna sandwich.
Miles, what does a bologna sandwich have to do with saving?
Well, I had it yesterday, and now I'm saving it today.
This is a floppy disk. Do we continue on?
Yeah.
Sorry. Had no idea there.
I like the writing on it, too. It's like, butt pucker. Are we gonna, with the script, like I say this idea of using magnetism to record information?
That's another
Okay.
shot, so
Ready?
you got time. Yep.
Go.
This is a floppy disk. Inside is a small plastic disk covered with tiny magnetic particles. The computer writes on this disk with a tiny magnetic head. This is a floppy disk. Inside it is a disk.
Yeah, sorry. There was a weird audio thing that time. I don't know what it was. And
This is a floppy disk. Inside it is a little plastic disk covered with tiny magnetic particles. The computer writes the information on this disk using a tiny magnet.
The idea of storing information on magnetic tape. The idea of storing...
the idea of storing information magnetically.
Okay. Same difference.
Oh, okay, sorry.
The idea of storing... Hi. The idea of storing information on magnetic tape is not exclusive to computers. A cassette player, a VCR, even our 8-track recorder use magnetic tape to store information in computers. The idea of using magnetism to store information is not exclusive to computers. A cassette player, a VCR, and even our 8-track recorder work off the same principle.
But these do it with magnetic tape, which stores all the information linearly. On the computer, with the disk spinning, the head can access information from the disk really fast because it doesn't have to rewind and fast forward and all that other stuff.
The idea of storing information magnetically... The idea of storing information magnetically is not exclusive to computers. A cassette player, your VCR, or even our 8-track player use magnetism to store information magnetically and a magnet.
Let's try it again.
Rotating around on my... What was I talking about? Just kidding.
The idea of he's recording information magnetically.
Thanks. Thank you. The idea of storing... Thanks. It's true. Yeah, just keep going. The idea of storing information magnetically is not exclusive to computers. A cassette player, a VCR, and even our 8-track player work off the same principle.
On magnetic tape, though, information is stored linearly. So, if you want to find something, you've got to rewind or fast forward to find it. The computer disk spins really fast, and since all the information is stored on the surface, the computer can get to that information almost instantly.
The idea of storing information magnetically is not exclusive to computers. A cassette player, a VCR, and even our VCR cassette player, 8-track player, and even our regular A projector has sound motion.
Even our VIC-20.
Even our
uses a
Commodore
cassette.
64 uses. The idea of storing information magnetically is not exclusive to computers. A cassette player, a VCR, and even our 8-track player all work off this principle.
But with magnetic tape, all the information is stored linearly. So if you want to find something, you've got to fast forward or rewind until you get to it. In the computer, the disk is spinning really fast. And so the computer can get to all the information on the surface really fast. I used fast twice.
Let's do the twist. Come on, babe.
Imagine this record player is our disk drive, and this piece of paper is our disk. The magnetic head moves back and forth, writing information on the disk, which then, using the same magnetic head, it can read later. I don't think. Let's look at this record player as our disk drive, and this piece of paper will be our disk. The magnetic head we talked about earlier moves back and forth on this disk, writing its information, and then reading it back. Let's consider this record player our disk drive, and this piece of paper can be our disk. Got that?
Sorry. Hole isn't big enough.
Now, our magnetic head can write information on this disk by, dropping down and doing magnetic things to the little particles on the disk. Kind of like that. Let's think of this record player as our disk drive, and this piece of paper can be our disk. There we go. Now, this pen, which is our magnetic head, can now write information on the disk, a little piece at a time, as the whole thing keeps spinning around. And you notice it touches down once every revolution. It's kind of how it works, because it wants to keep the document all in the same place. I have nothing more to say, really.
Let's
How
do it
fast
to
is
us.
it happening?
There are two.
Wait 1 sec.
It's true. There are two basic kinds of magnetic disks: hard disks, which are floppy, and portable disks, which you can throw at yourself. Sorry. I got it all down. I don't. What is your problem? Why I can't work with these. I'm on set. Sorry. Shit.
I think from what we've told you now, you can pretty much infer the rest. If you haven't gotten it now,
Keep it rolling, man. This is
Rolling.
beautiful. Okay. There are two basic kinds of magnetic disks: floppy disks, which are portable,
And
and
and hard disks, which
are
are not
the
portable,
computer.
but you can still throw them. It's got the same pieces inside as a floppy disk. There's the spinny part and the head right there. But once it's got its cover on, you can't put it anywhere. But you can still throw it.
In your pants. How you doing? There are two basic kinds of magnetic disks. Floppy disks, which are portable,
And hard disks, which hold a lot more information.
in your pants.
But they're stuck inside your computer. You can't take them out, or not as easily. But as Miles will demonstrate, you can still throw them.
Alright,
That's a record.
let's hear that little laugh.
There are two kinds of basic magnetic disks. How you doing?
Okay, try again.
Okay, I don't think these people are going to be quiet
Can we
again.
have quiet on the set, please?
Yeah.
Thanks.
Go for it, fag.
We're supposed to laugh, bitch!
Tell me about your hard disk there.
Okay. I thought you were supposed to stop laughing. Okay, we'll just laugh now. Sorry.
Mhm.
There are two basic kinds of magnetic disks. Floppy disks, which are portable,
And hard disks, which hold a lot more information. And you can see from this opened up hard disk that we're gonna shoot this over.
Alright.
There are two basic kinds of magnetically recorded disks. Floppy disks, which are portable,
And hard disks, which hold a lot more information. Sometimes up to 1,000 times as much information as a floppy disk. And this one's opened up and you can see that it's still got a spinny disk inside and a head to read with, but it goes inside your computer. You can't really get to it. It's fixed, in other words. But you can still throw it. And I can move my feet.
There are two basic kinds of magnetically recorded disks. Floppy disks, which are portable,
And hard disks, which hold a lot more information. This one's opened up, and you can see it's got the same spinny thing as a floppy drive.
I can't see, I'm sorry.
Oh.
Miles,
were
if you want
holding
to
it
cue
up
me,
a
you can
little
throw
higher.
that. Just throw it anywhere, and I'll knock
Nah,
this
they'll
over.
get it.
There are two basic kinds of magnetically recorded disks. Floppy disks, which are portable,
And hard disks, which hold a lot more information. The cover's off this one, and you can see it's got the spinning disc, just like the floppy, and it's got a magnetic recording head here, but it's stuck inside your machine. You can still throw it.
There are two basic kinds of magnetically recorded disks. Floppy disks, which are portable,
And hard disks, which are stuck inside your computer. Now the cover's off this one, you can see it's still got the spinning disc and the magnetic recording head, but it holds a lot more information than a floppy disk, sometimes over 1,000 times the information. And it's also inside your computer where you can't get to it, but you can still throw it.
they're portable.
Both these types of
Ah, we were so close.
hey,
There are two basic kinds of magnetically recorded disks. Floppy disks, which are portable,
and hard disks, which hold a lot more information.
You love me. There are two. I understand the concept. Okay, sorry.
Which concept?
Shut up.
Cute.
Cheese rings.
Uh,
You. There are two kinds of basic magnetically recorded disks. A floppy disk, which is portable,
and a hard disk.
Stop. I
There are two basic kinds of magnetic.
Just start again.
I hate you.
Oh.
Don't swear, because you can use this stuff if you don't swear.
Oh.
You know? If
We
you
could
say-
sell it.
Ball sack.
Ass nose. Fuck you.
Not be a dick face. That's all you're supposed to do. There are two basic kinds of magnetically recorded discs. Floppy disks, which are portable.
And hard disks, which hold a lot more information. Now, the hard disk has the same components as the floppy disk. It's got the spinning disk and it's got the magnetic head, but it can hold over 1,000 times as much information as a floppy disk, and they're not portable. Now, being that these are both magnetic type of recording media, there's some precautions you have to take because you can easily damage the information on a hard disk or a floppy disk.
You can put out an eye. Close the deal. There are two kinds of basically magnetic.
north and south.
Yeah, spoon. Okay. There are two kinds of basically magnetically recorded media. Sorry.
Alright.
There are two kinds of.
There are two basic kinds of magnetic discs.
Thank you. There are two basic kinds of magnetically recorded discs. Floppy disks, which are portable.
And hard disks, which hold a lot more information. Now this one's been opened up. You can see it's got the same spinny disk as a floppy, and it's got the recording head, but it goes inside your computer, and it can hold sometimes over 1,000 times the information as a floppy disk. And they're not portable. Now, since floppy and hard disks are both magnetic, there's some precautions you got to take so that you don't damage your information.
There are two kinds of basically recorded media. Sorry. Okay. There are two basic kinds of magnetically recorded discs. Floppy disks, which are portable.
And hard disks, which go inside your computer. This one's been opened up, and you can see it's got the magnetic disk and the magnetic recording head, just like the floppy, but it can hold sometimes over 1,000 times the information of a floppy disk. And they're not portable. Now, since these are both magnetic, there's some precautions you have to take.
Tape.
Hi, I'm Miles,
I'm Scott.
and we're the computer guys.
We're coming to you live from the pod.
Yes, we are. And today, we're going to discuss what happens when you hit save.
Yeah, that's what we're going to do. We're actually going to put more information in between that line and the other one.
Hi, I'm Miles,
I'm Scott,
and we're the computer guys.
and we're coming to you live from the pod.
We're the universally unrecognized computer authorities.
And we made this show to help people better understand their computers. We feel that if you understand something, then you'll like it more.
Yes, and it'll be less threatening.
And we want people to be less threatened.
Today, we're going to discuss what happens when you click save.
Save. What happens?
What happens?
I don't know
What happens? We're wonderful.
what happens. Mm,
Hi, I'm Miles.
I'm Scott.
We're the science. We're the computer guys.
Science guys too. And we're coming to you live from the pod.
We're the universally unrecognized computer authorities.
And we made this show to make people a little more comfortable with their computers because We're going to help you understand them.
Yes. When you understand something, it's less threatening and it's fuzzy and warm.
And we want people to be fuzzy and less threatening.
And warm. Today, we're going to discuss what happens when you are gay. Really? I mean, I've never looked gay right now. Hi, I'm Miles.
I'm Scott.
We're the computer guys.
I'm one of those. Computer guy. Computer guy.
I don't even.
He's right.
I don't even.
What came to that part?
Hi, I'm Miles.
I'm Scott.
We're the computer guys.
We're coming to you live from the pod.
We're the universally unrecognized computer authorities.
And we also made this TV show to help you understand your computer.
And when you understand your computer, you feel better about your life in general.
Your marriage will work out better, your kids will grow up healthy and strong, and you might go back for the rest of that education that you dropped off in your mid-20s. You might.
You can get out of the mine. You can help to roll away the stone.
And
Today,
you know what they say about Rolling Stones?
help me cape away the moss. Today, we're going to discuss what happens when you click save.
Or, like...
We're not going to discuss what happens when you click save.
We're going to discuss what happens when you click save.
Because when you understand your computer better, it understands you better.
And when you click save, then it will really save.
Makes the voices go away.
And you don't hear them anymore.
Because when you're not scared of your computer, it's easier to use.
When your computer isn't scary, then
We're
you
not
have
very
an
good at this,
easier
are
time.
we? We should go into plumbing or something. Because when you use your computer, you are a super ride and science guy.
Or
Or Friday Frat Stock host. Well, now that we know the do's and don'ts of disk care, how is all this information stored on the disk?
well, it's got to be organized somehow so that the computer can find it later on.
That's good. That makes me warm inside.
I'll continue.
Okay.
On the disk, there's a block of information called the directory, and in that directory, the disk stores all the information as to where the files are located.
Kind of like a card catalog file in the library, right?
Yeah, exactly like
Yeah.
the card catalog found in the library.
Well, now that we know the do's and don'ts of disk care, how is all this information stored on a disk?
Well, it's got to be organized somehow so the computer can find stuff later on. How it does that, I don't know. Do you?
Well, I think it has something to do with how you get a book at the library.
Oh yeah, there's a directory. That's right. Yeah, somewhere on the disk there's a block called the directory, and that holds all the information of where the files are on the disk.
So then, once the computer finds that block, what does it do after that? Fuck if I know. I work in a deli. I like to kiss girls.
Me too.
Yes. Now that we know the do's and don'ts of disk care.
Send in the whore.
Well, now that we know the do's and don'ts of disk care, how is this information actually stored on the disk?
Like
yeah,
that.
It's a festival. We got all kinds of things going on.
Okay, alright. One more time. That's all it's gonna take.
When I was little, I ate paste.
This is my magic markers. Is it time?
Black cherry.
Oh.
Oh, okay. Now that we know the do's and don'ts of disk care, how do we make sure that we don't shit in our own mouths? Now that we know... Sorry, okay.
How's the information stored on the disk? Or how's it organized?
Okay. How's it organized?
Yeah, how's it organized?
Now that we know the Now that we know the do's and don'ts. What? No one answering. Just fucking keep it rolling. Okay. Now that we know the do's and don'ts of disk care, how is the information actually stored and retrieved off of the disk?
Well, on this disk, there's a little piece of information
It's floppy.
called a directory. Now you can't find a damn thing.
I walk the catwalk. Well, now that we know the do's and don'ts of disk care, how is the information stored on the disk and retrieved?
Well, it's got to be organized somehow. And, like on this disk, there's a piece of information called the directory.
On the outside, right? It's on the outside?
It's somewhere around there.
Okay.
And that's where it keeps information on to the file names and locations
Hey,
of every. Yeah?
that's a lot like finding something in a library, isn't it? Like going to the card catalog file?
Yeah, if you're that arcane about it. Most people just use their computer.
I use a rotary phone,
Really?
and I listen to AM radio.
My grandparents don't have an answering machine yet.
That's okay.
Oh, why'd you say, so Scott, what's a megabyte?
Okay,
And I'll rip that out with my mouth.
okay.
And then you'll say,
Hey, is that a megabyte?
That's just too stupid.
it's completely retarded.
Not only that, we managed to find some. Hey, is that a megabyte? Okay. Now that we know where
We have
we're
to
at.
not laugh at our own jokes.
No,
Really make them
funny
even more
diarrhea
funny.
show.
And be like, we don't even think we're funny.
What are we doing? Now that we know what we store in our household.
Yeah, the voice owner.
In order to read the directory, start rolling.
I'm rolling.
Okay.
Ready?
Okay.
On every disk, there's a piece of information called a directory. And that's where the disk stores its information of where the files are on the disk, so it can find them later. It's kind of like the card catalog in a library. You blinked. So, finding files on a disk is really a lot like finding a book at the library.
Isn't that like finding a book at the library?
It's almost exactly like finding a book at the library. When you go to the library, you go to the card catalog to look up your book, and you find the name of the book and the information as to where it's located. In the library, they use the Dewey Decimal System. Kids all know that.
My
Haha.
dad knows that.
Your dad does know that.
Yes.
He-
I think we're floundering.
You're not Miles Dewey, are you?
So, yeah.
So finding a file on a disk is a lot like getting a book out of the library.
How is that done?
Well, you've never done it.
I don't read.
Oh, it's okay.
Yes.
Neither does your computer.
Let's
Um,
just start it over right now.
yeah, well, I mean, your brother word processor.
That's new.
So, anyway, you go to the library and you go to the card catalog. You go to the. You're in the library. You go to the card catalog and you find the card with the name of the book you want to get, and that tells you where it is.
It's like a directory. Maybe I should start out saying the stuff about the library, and then you can go into the. So basically, to find a file on a disk is a lot like finding a book at the library. You go to the card catalog file and you look up what you need, but what actually happens on the disk?
Well, the computer does the same thing. It goes to the directory block.
Sorry. That just didn't. Never mind. Sorry, I'm sorry.
That was perfect.
That was horrible. That was so bad. Alright, try it again.
Okay. So, how are you? Okay. So, finding a file on a disk is much like finding a book in the library. You go to the card catalog file and you look up what you need to get in the library. But what happens then?
Well, the computer does pretty much the same thing. It goes to the directory block and looks for the file name that you asked for. The directory tells it where to locate it on the disk, and then the head goes out and retrieves the information. And when you save, it does just the opposite. Or something.
We don't need to write.
Try it.
For starters, keep your disk away from magnets.
Go for it.
For starters, keep your disk away from magnets.
Go.
For starters, always keep your disk away from magnets.
And go for it.
And always try to keep your disks away from dirt and dust.
Go.
And always remember to keep your disks away from dirt and dust.
Go for it.
And always keep your disks away from dirt and dust.
Try it.
Be sure to keep your disks away from extreme temperatures. Smoking.
Alright. Put the cigarette down, Junior.
Just toss it on the ground in front of you.
Just saw Ben and Teller do that. It was so good.
Alright, ready?
Does that look good?
Yeah, it looks good.
All right. Don't leave your discs outside or lying around in the road.
Go.
Don't leave discs outside or lying around in the road. I try to make it so it's timed right?
No, just
All right.
Run it.
Don't leave your discs outside or lying around in the road. They could get hit by a car. Don't leave your discs outside or lying around in the road. They could get hit by a car. Don't leave your discs outside or lying around in the road. They could get hit by a car. Don't leave your discs outside or lying around in the road. They could get hit by a car. Always keep discs away from water.
That.
okay. Hold on.
So just, you can just set up for that. And
Always keep discs away from water.
This is Miles.
And this is Scott. Tune in next time for the Computer Guys.
When we say.
We're Rye.
This is Miles.
And this is Scott. Till next time.
Find that out. I'm Miles.
And I'm Scott.
Tune in next time. I'm Miles.
And I'm Scott.
Tune in next time.
Go. 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 Ah! All right, give me one.
We can do this
Rolling.
all night.
Rolling. Rolling.
I'm sorry. Okay, now we're ready. Okay, now we're ready. Yeah. Okay, now, yes, totally.
Ready?
Yeah, okay.
Give it more
Should we move a little bit?
enthusiasm.
Nope, I'm recording.
Okay.
Who would have fallen the next time?
Okay, what the fuck, man? I know this is tedious, but I mean, all I have to do is fucking deal.
That'll work.
All right, ready? right at the end of the door.
Okay, it's gonna open up when it comes down.
You rolling?
Someone's
Yeah, I'm
gonna be in
rolling.
there, and they're gonna see.
Don't freak out. Sit. You're gonna come in.
Shit. Homeboy's coming down the fucking elevator right now. He's scared.
Now it's going up. No, now it's coming down.
We should kind of clear out of the way.
You think there's somebody in there? We're not ready, we're not ready.
Okay.
Thanks.
You say when?
Let it close. As soon as it gets all the way closed,
Uh-huh.
and it starts to think about going someplace else,
Uh-huh.
then hit it. Give yourself a little more time.
Okay, we ready to do it?
I'm recording.
We're standing in front of the elevator.
It's gone down in the basement. It's coming back up.
Give a damn, 'cause I'm the man for you, baby. Yes, I am for you, baby. I'm the man for you. No, savages.
What's a method actor?
Shut up.
Fuck this elevator.
See, it's gotta recycle because we've been freaking out so much.
I've been like, go to 3, go to 4.
Its
go to
recycle is going.
Go.
Go, Miles. Go. All right. Go.
Oops. Sorry.
Go. 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 Find it.
So you just have to get a real running start and just run into the bookstack as hard as you can. So you just have to get a real running start and just run into the bookstack as hard as you can.
Well, now that we understand how a disk saves information magnetically,
And we've seen how a file directory operates.
we understand how a computer saves information. Now that we've seen how a disk stores information magnetically,
And we've seen how a file directory operates.
we understand how a computer saves information. Now that we understand how... Why do you always do that with your finger? It's so annoying. I see the little red light. It's like...
Oh, I don't
Okay.
know that there's a little red light.
Okay, cool. Okay. Yeah. Now that we understand how a disk stores information magnetically,
And we've seen how a file directory operates.
we can now... I can't remember that. What? There's like can and we and now. What is it that you just told me to say? I can't remember things like that. Stop the camera.
We can.
Now that we know how information is stored magnetically on a computer disk,
And we've seen how a file directory operates.
we can now understand how a computer saves information. Huh. Now that we understand how information is stored magnetically on a computer disk,
And we saw how a file directory operates.
we can understand how a computer saves information.
Remember? That's what we were going to talk about. Just like the bologna sandwich.
Narf, 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 peas and rice, carrots and beans. I'm gonna fuck your head. All that kind of stuff.
Cornbread.
I'm gonna fucking beans and cornbread, dude.
I don't wanna fuck your
beans
head.
and cornbread, dude. Dude, I don't think we should be grooving.
Can you not eat
Beans
this
and beans and cornbread. Beans and cornbread.
then?
Ass fork. I work at a trailer park. I fucking.
Ass.
And now a word from Max Withers in Multimedia Gulch.
About why computers suck. Need to do it again.
Multimedia Gulch. Multimedia. Oh,
Yeah,
sorry,
play with
pause.
inflection more.
We still got the red light. Yeah,
Fuck with
totally.
your voice.
And now a special treat. And now a special treat. It's very hard to say. And now a special treat from Max Withers. Okay. From Max Withers live from Multimedia Gulch.
Or maybe, and now a special treat. We got Max Withers live. We got Max Withers from the Multimedia Gulch.
Mhm.
Something like
And then
that.
I say beans and cornbread. And now a special treat. I can remember everything. And now a special treat from Max Withers.
Reporting to us live from the Multimedia Gulch.
His report on why computers suck. And now Max Withers with a special treat.
Reporting to us live from San Francisco's Multimedia Gulch.
His report on why computers suck. Ha!
You see, a computer finds information on a disk in just about the same way that we find books in a library. Next one is the disk's directory is like the card catalog in a library. The computer goes to this directory and looks up the file's location. The computer goes to this directory and looks up the file. The directory tells the computer where to find the file on the disk. The computer can then search the disk for the file. Something like that, right? Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
And the only reason I was looking at the camera and not reading is because I thought I would sound better. But that's up to you.
Yeah.
Do you want to just do audio more?
I'll try to do it that way. If I can't, I'll just do audio.
Okay.
You see, a computer finds information on a disk in the same way that we find a book in the library. The disk's directory is like a card catalog file in a library. The computer goes to this directory and looks up the file. The directory tells the computer where to find the information on the disk. The computer, I should look up for a little bit longer before I say something.
What are we doing? That's Keeper.
That's a record. We're gonna have like music over this and stuff. We're gonna be like.
Make useful things as well. Like
Yeah.
say lines you've said before, just or anything like re-emphasizing points. Today we talked about saving.
Or just, I'm Miles, I'm Scotty. Or, anything
Yeah.
that we could actually put in.
Oh, our ending.
What's your ending?
Been trying.
You want my audio?
Yes.
What are we doing?
3 reasons why.
I'm Scott.
And I'm Miles.
So today we talked about saving.
Yes, we learned how a computer saves information on a magnetically recorded disk.
We also talked about how files directory works. We also talked about how the file directory works and how your computer finds things once it puts them there.
And that's basically how a computer saves information.
And this is how we destroy information. Stunt woman. Our show is to help you understand your computer better.
Yes, and when you can understand your computer better, better things happen to you.
Yeah, like you'll be more comfortable using it. And that's what makes us all more productive now, doesn't it?
Yes, we can become a better workforce. Little ants, little tiny ants.
So let's look at why and how your computer saves.
Let's look at why we are looking at how your computer saves.
Let's look at how a computer saves.
Let's look at why.
Can't be on the mic!
Yo, kick it up. Yo, word, kick it up, word. Huh? Information is stored magnetically.
With magnetic tape, information is stored linearly. So if you want to find something on the tape, you might want to wrap up your closest gay friend